How's it going, trainers, and welcome to another Pokemon Go PvP video. Today we're going to be going over both my Boulder and Twilight Cup that I recently participated in. So here is my Boulder Cup team to start things off. My Boulder Cup team starts with Bronzong, with Confusion, Psyshock, and Bulldoze. Then Torterra with Razor Leaf, Earthquake, and Stone Edge. Swampert with Mudshot, Hydro Cannon, and Earthquake. Skarmory with Air Slash, Sky Attack, and Flash Cannon. Gallade with Confusion, Close Combat, and Leaf Blade. And last but not least, Medicham with Counter, Ice Punch, and Power Up Punch. With all that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at the tournament. So, kicking off the tournament, we're going to go ahead and lead with our Torterra, because we feel it has 4 positive matchups that we could run into, and right away we run into the best possible matchup, and he switches to Medicham, which is still a fantastic matchup for our Torterra. Torterra beats Medicham as long as we tie with shields and don't take an Ice Punch. So we go ahead and get our Stone Edge off. See if that lands. We had a little bit of lag for sure. And he blocks it, and he's coming in, and we're going to be forced to shield because if it's an Ice Punch or a Power Up Punch, we're going to be in critical health or dead. So we go ahead and devote both of our shields to get rid of this Medicham and stay in the positive matchup. But it does win in the end, and we're going to come in with Swampert to get at least one hit in and get some energy built up. Swampert against Bastiodon, that is a fantastic matchup again. We're just going to spam these Hydro Cannons as we miss plenty of bubbles. He uses his final shield to block that Hydro Cannon, and we get right to another Hydro Cannon. That's the great thing about Swampert. It takes about 3 to 4 turns to get the Hydro Cannon with Mudshot. So it's just fantastic. We have no shields remaining, so we're going to have to take this possible Stone Edge, and that it is. It does okay, especially considering how glassy Swampert generally is, but we do great. We're going to farm it away out of here so that we can have an Earthquake ready for whatever's coming. And it happens to be his Swampert. We should have known that anyways. And that finishes off his Swampert, and that'll take game 1 for us in round 1 of the Boulder Cup. Going off into game 2, we're going to lead with Medicham against his Swampert. And this is an okay matchup. We're going to just farm away with the Power Up Punches and do what we can. We're aware the Hydro Cannon's going to come fast, but Power Up Punch is just a little bit faster. He's going to block it, and he's going to have a Hydro Cannon right away. At least he should. But then it looks like he's building up energy, so we're just going to keep farming this Power Up Punch. We're doing better on the circles now. He switches to Metagross. That's absolutely fine. We're on our 3rd Power Up Punch. We're going to rip through this Metagross with its Steel subtyping, and bye-bye Metagross. We're a powerhouse at this point. We're going to Power Up Punch the Blaziken that comes in right away, and just wipe the floor with this Blaziken, putting it right to critical health. Finish him off with a few fast moves. Here comes this Swampert. We're going to shield, and we're going to try to go for that 3 sweep. See if we can get it. Shield, we get that Power Up Punch, and look at that. Medicham sweeping the entire team and winning game 2, and thus round 1 of the Boulder Cup. Fantastic, GG. Going into game 2, we're going to be playing Churro Monster. We're going to lead with our Torterra, and he leads his Swampert. It works out again in our favor, and it's a fantastic matchup. He takes a little bit, gets some moves, and he goes into Gliscor. Now, Gliscor is running Fury Cutter as its fast move, so I switch to my Swampert, assuming my Swampert has a positive matchup. But he gets to that Earthquake so fast. That was like 3 to 4 turns. That was ridiculous. So we're going to go for a Hydro Cannon. He's going to shield, and we're going to be out of here. I mean, taking an Earthquake like that is pretty much a game loss. We're going to come in with our Skarmory, because our Torterra will not survive against this Gliscor. We're going to get to a Sky Attack, see if we can get through and do some decent damage. And we do. Get him into the red, but he gets to another move, and we're going to decide not to shield this and conserve our shields. And it's an Earthquake. Should have known, but we still finish it. And we're almost to another Sky Attack. We're going to get to it. We do. Get some chip damage. This is already a lost game, though. Torterra and Skarmory does not stand a chance unless we could get to a Stone Edge, but that ain't going to happen. So he's going to go ahead and go for a Sky Attack. We are going to shield it. Try to get to 2 Stone Edges is what we're going to need because of this 1 shield. So this is either going to be a super effective hit or a shield, and it's a shield, and it's game. We're not even going to use our last shield. We know it's over. And GG's. So going into game 2 of round 2, we're going to leave a Swampert into a Gliscor, and we're okay with this matchup. We know that Earthquake comes fast now. We're going to get our Hydro Cannon, and we know he'll have an Earthquake right after. So there goes our Hydro Cannon, he shields. Here comes what we assume to be an Earthquake, so we shield. And it is an Earthquake, so this time we have learned. He switches into our Hydro Cannon, and that's honestly okay. Hydro Cannon does great against Skarmory as well. Does about a almost half health. We get to another Hydro Cannon before we get to a Sky Attack. He shields it this time. We almost get to another one. He gets to a Sky Attack. We are going to block it. Conserve our Swampert. Get to another Hydro Cannon. And finish off that Skarmory. So now we are both shieldless. Here comes him with a Gallade. And we got to be quick to get that Hydro Cannon because Leaf Blade comes real quick too. And we get to the Hydro Cannon. And he finishes it off just barely. We are going to come in with our Skarmory. I assume this is a Leaf Blade. We don't have any shields anyways. That it is, that's fine. Finish it off with a fast move. He comes in with Gliscor. And we're in a pretty good position here. We fire off the Sky Attack. Get him in the yellow. He comes in with Earthquake. Doesn't do too much. And we get to another Sky Attack to go ahead and finish this game and take us to game 3 of round 2. So GG's. Going into game 3, we are going to go ahead and lead with Torterra once again. It's been working out so far. He leads us Skarmory and reads our common lead we've been doing. We switch into Skarmory and just go for the Skarmory Mirror. He does not take advantage of the switch. So that tells me he didn't bring anything specifically for Skarmory. Go for the Flash Cannon. We only get a Great. Should have got that excellent. He's going to go for a Flash Cannon. We're not going to block it. It's a Sky Attack. We're going to go for a Sky Attack, try to finish him off, and hope that he doesn't shield in this situation. He doesn't shield, and we get him almost dead. And we're going to opt to not shield and let our Skarmory fall. And come in with our Swampert and finish it off real quick with fast moves. But he gets to a Sky Attack with 1 HP left, and we have to shield because of how glassy Swampert is. So that could really be a game winner right there. We have an Earthquake ready and waiting. We fire it. We hope that he thinks we could only have gotten to Hydro Cannon by now, but he knows. And we switch to our Torterra. It's our only chance. Just Razor Leaf them both away. He is forced to use a charge move since he wants to win this matchup, and we are going to let him and conserve our shields and hope to finish it off, but we didn't read it well enough. And GG's, so that is going to be a loss. Going into round 3 of the tournament against Catmatis, we lead with Bronzong this time, and she leads with Fortress, the perfect counter to our Bronzong, so we're going to switch to Skarmory. And this is going to be a pretty slow game right here. Fire our Sky Attacks. It's going to do an okay amount of damage when it lands, but she shields. And that is no bueno. She's going to fire off what could be a Rock Tomb, so we shield, but it's a Heavy Slam. We're going to Sky Attack. Hope that she doesn't shield again. And she doesn't, so we get her in the red finally. And finish her off with fast moves. She comes in with her Swampert, and we're going to switch to our Bronzong. Because we like that matchup better, and we want to save the Skarmory because she has so many Pokemon weak to it. She gets the Earthquake on our Bronzong. We didn't read that right, and Bronzong is gone, but we have our own Swampert, and we're going to fire a Hydro Cannon, which should just about finish it off, but she shields. She comes in with her own Hydro Cannon, so we shield, and no, it is Earthquake, so thank goodness we shielded. That would have been a one-hit KO. We get to our Hydro Cannon once again. I believe she's shieldless, and that'll take care of her Swampert. She comes in with her Skarmory, and we are in a very good matchup right here. We're going to Hydro Cannon this, and we pretty much have game. She comes in with what I assume to be a Sky Attack, and it is. Gets us into the red. We get to another Hydro Cannon just before dying, and Swampert comes in clutch and takes this game 1 of round 3 for us in the Boulder Cup. Going into game 2 of round 3 against Catmatis, we're going to lead with Bronzong again, and she leads with Fortress again. She is devoted to that Fortress. We're going to switch to Swampert and fire away with the Hydro Cannons. She shields. We're going to try to get to another Hydro Cannon, but just miss it. We are going to shield, because we assume this could be an Earthquake, but it is a Heavy Slam yet again. And we use our own Hydro Cannon. Again, she shields, so now she is shieldless, and we still have one shield. We get to a Hydro Cannon before she can get to another Heavy Slam. And that is going to get her to a critically low amount of health. And she gets to Heavy Slam just before dying. Yet again, so we're forced to use our last shield. We're going to finish it off with fast moves and have a Hydro Cannon or Earthquake ready. We Earthquake whatever comes in, and it is the opposing Swampert. So this is going to get her into the yellow. We're going to try to get to a Hydro Cannon, and we do with just enough health left. And Swampert is just coming in so clutch for these close matchups. She comes in with her Skarmory, and our Swampert is finally going to go down. We're going to come with Bronzong, because there's nothing Skarmory really can do to us. Not much we can do to it either, so this is going to be slow death. But Sky Attack, it does a decent amount of damage. And we go for Psyshock and show just how awful we are with the Psychic Bubbles. Oh my gosh. She's going to get her Sky Attack yet again. That's fine, she gets us critically low into the red. We're going to Psyshock and try to do a little better. We can get great. Yay. And almost finish her. And she's going to get to a Sky Attack just in time to finish off our Bronzong. But that is okay, because we still have our Skarmory in the back, and that'll be GG and the end of the Boulder Cup tournament. Victor of this tournament was Churro Monster, who defeated us in round 2. Congratulations to him. All I could say is I should have studied Gliscor more. I had the #1 counter to Gliscor being Medicham on my team, and didn't really utilize it as I should. I kind of viewed Gliscor as being weaker to Skarmory. However, Medicham wins against it in all shield situations. Next up, we're going to go ahead and take a look at my Twilight Cup team. This is my Twilight team that I decided to go ahead and run. I do not have a Legacy Poison Fang Venomoth, so I went ahead and requested a couple lucky trades for a Dustox until I got a decent one, and maxed this sucker out. Dustox with Confusion, Sludge Bomb, and Silverwind. Dustox is severely underrated. I feel like if you do not have Legacy Venomoth, then you really should be using this and nothing else as a substitute. It's a fantastic mon. You're going to see shortly just how fantastic it is. Next up, we do have our Legacy Smackdown Stone Edge Crunch Tyranitar for those for like Golbat and Legacy Venomoth itself. We have Quillfish with Water Gun, Aqua Tail, and Sludge Wave. And Quillfish is just amazing. It's so spammy, and it's a fantastic lead, and it's a fantastic switch in because there's nothing it really fears. Maybe outside of Venusaur, but not too many people are running Venusaur in Twilight, although it is an occurrence, but still. It's a safe switch. It's such a fantastic safe switch. Next up, we are running Ozumel with Bubble, Ice Beam, and Play Rough. It is the fairy we decided to go ahead and bring, and it's such a tank. The really only things it has to watch out for is the poison types, otherwise it does fantastic against everything else. Next up, we are running Frostlass as more of our wild card pick. I like Frostlass as additional coverage against something like Venomoth. It's good against Venusaur, and since we are running both T-Tar and Quillfish, I opted to go for this to have a good Venusaur counter just in case. And next up, we are running the staple, that is Toxicroak, with counter, Sludge Bomb, and Mud Bomb. There's not much to say about him other than his Mud Bomb charge move just makes him crucial in this meta in order to take down not only the poison darks but the poison types as a whole. Its fighting fast move gives you great coverage against the dark types, and Sludge Bomb is great against Ozumel. So going ahead and looking at my first round opponent in the Twilight Cup, right away I noticed that he's running both Golbat and Venomoth, so Smackdown T-Tar is going to be a strong consideration. He's running Venusaur, so Frostlass will also be a good consideration, and Dustox will be wonderful against his team as well. So for round 1, we're going to go ahead and lead with Qwilfish. And the reason for that is it still has 2 to 3 positive matchups, and I feel it's just so safe. We fire off that Aqua Tail so fast. He does block it, and this is a negative matchup because the Confusions are going to kill us, but we were able to force a shield at least. So I view that as a bit of a win, dependent on what his team of 3 is. He comes in with Psychic, and I do not expect it, and it pretty much wrecks us, and we both KO at once. And that really swings the tide of this game completely in his favor. We come in with Toxicroak, and he comes in with Golbat. And we know right away that this game 1 is already lost. We're firing off our Sludge Bomb, seeing what we could get done, and he blocks it, and it's over. We don't even bother blocking it. That was just absolute destruction all of a sudden. So we're going to have to adjust really quick, and we lead with T-Tar this time, since he did bring Golbat and Venomoth last game. And we run into Golbat, so this is fantastic. He switches into Azu, and we're going to go ahead and fire our Stone Edge real quick, and then switch out promptly after to our Dustox. Now he's going to get an Ice Beam or a Play Rough. It's an Ice Beam. Now Ice Beam doesn't do that much, but I do decide to block it, because I want to make sure I could get to 2 Sludge Bombs potentially. He comes in with another Ice Beam, much faster than I anticipated, so we block it again. We've devoted both shields to this Dustox, so we need to get this Sludge Bomb. We need to get one more now that he's shieldless. We're hurrying. He's coming in with another Ice Beam, and you're going to see that it doesn't do that much. It does about a quarter health, and now we are at our Sludge Bomb. We need to get an Excellent on this. Come on. We get the Excellent. We almost KO that Azu, and with one fast move, it's out of here. So Azu is definitely a problem for us right now. He comes in with his Golbat immediately with a charge move, and we have no shields, but we do survive the Poison Fang. We come in with our Smackdown T-Tar. Try to hurry up and finish off this Golbat, but he gets to presumably another Poison Fang, gets us low in the red. We finish it off with a Smackdown. He comes in with a Alolan Muck, and we are going to crunch it just to get some chip damage in before we are forced to switch, and we go ahead and switch immediately to our Toxicroak so that he doesn't farm any more fast move or get any more energy. We try to get to our Mud Bomb fast. He gets his Acid Spray, and we have our Mud Bomb coming, and this is going to be a win. So we win game 2 of round 1. Game 3 of round 1, we're going to lead with our Frostlass against the Golbat, and it's fantastic. The reason we chose Frostlass is because we anticipate him to bring the Venusaur, since we brought Tyranitar last game. And he's going to get a Poison Fang. That's fine. We were a little afraid of the Shadow Ball, but we decided not to shield. We get our Avalanche. He shields. We should hopefully get to another Avalanche before he can get to a Shadow Ball, so we know we're safe to not shield. He goes for the Poison Fang. Gets us critically in the red. Just fine. We get to our Avalanche. See if we could take another shield. And we don't, but we do finish them. So we have shield advantage and Pokemon advantage, and we're going to get to another Avalanche before we faint out against this Azu, try to take his last shield, and we do. Fantastic. Great job, Frostlass. We come in with our Azu and opt to take the mirror. Now we presume this is a Play Rough, but it's an Ice Beam, and he gets us with that shield bait. That's fine. We're going to go for our Play Rough. We still have the advantage. Get ours off. He switches to Venusaur, so we switch to our Toxicroak because we need that Azumarill against that Azu. Toxicroak will be okay, but Ice Beam, once it hits, now that we're about to be shieldless soon, is going to wreck our Toxicroak. So we go for our Sludge Bomb to finish off this Venusaur, which we do. He comes in with Azu. He's going to finish it off with a charge move. That's awesome, honestly. Super awesome. And we come in with our Azu. And we're going to Play Rough right away. Get him critically into the red. He comes with his Play Rough or Ice Beam, but we're in shield no matter what it is. It is Ice Beam. And we pretty much have this. We're just going for the Ice Beam to finish the game. And we get it. And we're going to take game 3 and take a victory in round 1 of the Twilight Cup. GG's. So looking into game 2 and our opponent, right away we can see that she's running 3 water types. We really wish we had a Venusaur for that, but Dustox should do okay against that. Frostlass will be good against our Venusaur and Golbat, and Dustox is also good against that Umbreon with Silverwind. We lead with Azu, and she leads with Tentacruel. Now, this is immediately a bad matchup. We're going to farm a little bit of energy and switch to our Dustox to get that Confusion chip damage in. She switches to her Quillfish, and we get our Silverwind off, trying to get the boost. We don't. She shields. She's going to come in with another Aqua Tail. So I'll go ahead and shield it and go for another Silverwind. We're just trying to get the boost. If we get the boost against this team, we feel like we could do a really good sweep with Dustox. If we don't get the boost, we do finish off with Quillfish. She comes in with her Golbat, and we're going to try to get to another Silverwind, which we do. Just get some chip damage in here. It does something. Something's better than nothing. Then we come in with our Azumarill. Now we know that these Poison Fangs are going to be coming fast, and we go ahead and opt to shield. And it was a Shadow Ball, so it's still a good thing that we shielded. We get our Ice Beam off. She still has one shield. She does opt to use it. That's pretty unfortunate for us. And here comes another Shadow Ball. Kind of glad it wasn't Poison Fang. That'd be pretty spammy. We're going to get to our Ice Beam to finish off her Golbat. She comes in with her Tentacruel. Not a good matchup. We're expecting an Acid Spray or something on us, which it is. So we switch to our Toxicroak. We need that Mud Bob damage. We don't want her to farm on our Azumarill. She gets her Acid Spray. We get the Mud Bomb, and this is going to pretty much be GG's. And that it is. Alright. Going ahead to game 2, we're going to lead with Azu, and she leads with her shiny Azu. Man. We're going to stay in the matchup. We're just going to work it out. Figure taking Azu for an Azu. Chances are we have the better PvP IV since hers is shiny. We get to our Play Rough. We get it off. She doesn't shield. We get to another Play Rough. I'm not quite sure what she's doing with her energy. She shields it this time, and I presume this is going to be a Play Rough right away. But we have such a health advantage that we go ahead and don't shield, so we could be in an even shield scenario. She comes in with her Quillfish, so we switch to our Dustox right away. We shield this Aqua Tail, which might have been a mistake to be honest, but hey, the Confusions are doing good damage. We're trying to go for the Silverwind and get the boost yet again to see if we could go ahead and sweep up this matchup real fast with power boosted Confusions. She gets to our Aqua Tail, getting us into the red. We're going to finish her with a couple Confusions, and we have a Sludge Bomb ready and waiting, presuming that Azumarill might come back in, but it's a Venusaur, and that's okay. It does okay damage against it. She finishes off our Dustox, and we come in with our Toxicroak and try to finish it with fast moves, but she gets to first move, which is Solar Beam. Did not see that coming. Frenzy Plant or Sludge Bomb wouldn't have done really anything to our Toxicroak, but Solar Beam, oh my gosh. Just like the game before with Psychic on the Venomoth, Solar Beam really came out of nowhere on us. And you have this Azu mirror, and she gets to her Ice Beam, or Play Rough, and it is Play Rough, and finishes it off when we had the energy to win the game. So we're going into game 3, we lead with Dustox against Umbreon. It isn't the best matchup, but if we get to Silverwind we will do good damage, but we do opt to switch to our Toxicroak, forcing her to switch into Quillfish, but we have a Mud Bomb ready and waiting for her Poison subtyping. She does shield it. We're going to get to another Mud Bomb before she gets to an Aqua Tail. Try to get through there. We waste both of her shields. Here she comes, presumably with an Aqua Tail. So we shield. It is an Aqua Tail. We're going to try to get to another Mud Bomb, which we do. She is down, has no shields. We're going to win this matchup. See what she comes in with. It is her Umbreon. We're going to opt to not shield and let her just finish us off. We are in a bit of a pickle, but we have our Dustox. We're going to try to go for that Silverwind since she has no shields. Get some really good damage on her. Super effective. Gets her low into the yellow. We're shielding whatever this is. It does not matter. We need to conserve this Dustox. We get to another Silverwind to finish off this Umbreon before she gets to another charge move. She comes in with her Azu. We're going to try to get to that Sludge Bomb, and we do. Fantastic. half her health. She's coming in with presumably Ice Beam. That it is, finishing off our Dustox. Now we have our Frostlass. We pretty much just need to get to a Shadow Ball. She gets to a Play Rough. Excuse me. We get to our Shadow Ball, getting an excellent, and finishing off this game and taking round 2. Awesome. So looking at our round 3 opponent, we immediately see that her team is just really well balanced. Not much weaknesses. We're gonna have to play this real well. She has 2 water types, so Toxicroak is gonna be pretty good just because of the Mud Bomb against the poison subtypings. Let's see what we decide to lead with. We do lead with our Dustox, and we walk into Quillfish. At this point, we're pretty familiar with this matchup. We're gonna go ahead and decide to devote shields to it. So she comes in with her Aqua Tail. We are gonna shield at the upside of that Silver Wind getting the boost. We're gonna go for the Silver Wind. See if we can get it. She blocks. Fantastic. We don't get the boost, but we are almost to another Silver Wind. We opt not to shield because we know we'll survive this Aqua Tail just barely, and we do. And we finish her off with fast moves, and we have a Sludge Bomb or Silver Wind ready and waiting. We go for the Silver Wind for the upside. She brings in Azu. She blocks it. That's fine. She finishes us off with a few bubbles. And we're gonna come in with Toxicroak. And we're gonna shield this Ice Beam because Ice Beam will wreck our Toxicroak. And we're gonna get to a Sludge Bomb. There we go. Get her low critically in the red. Finish her off, but she gets to an Ice Beam again just before we could finish her. And we survive just barely, and we both KO each other. She comes in and she has a Toxicroak in the back against her T-Tar and takes this game. Oh man, that's unfortunate. We go into game 2, we leave with Dustox yet again, and go right into the Quillfish yet again. So we're going to have the exact same scenario, presumably. She has the Aqua Tail, we block. Hopefully we go for the Silver Wind, then she blocks, then she goes for the Aqua Tail, we don't, then we go for the Silver Wind and win. So here's her Silver Wind. She blocks. She gets to her Aqua Tail. We don't block and barely survive, just like last game. Yep. And this time we finish her off with a fast move. This time we're gonna Sludge Bomb as she comes in with her Azu, which she does. Hope that she doesn't shield, and she doesn't, so we get some pretty decent damage on a pretty tanky Pokemon. We are gonna come in with our Azu this time and try to change the tide of battle. In case that's the Toxicroak in the back especially. She gets her Play Rough, we get our Play Rough. Oof, what an exciting game. She is gonna switch to her Toxicroak, so we did call that right. We go ahead and hit the Play Rough against this Toxicroak to take her shield and switch into our Toxicroak, because we could shield her Mud Bomb, and then we'll get to a Mud Bomb before her and finish off her Toxicroak. That is the whole reason we did that. So here comes our Mud Bomb, now that she's shieldless. Finish her off, she comes in with Azu, and she immediately charge moves. Hopefully it finishes it off, and it just barely doesn't. She gets a Bubble in, which is a little unfortunate, but all we need is an Ice Beam, and she needs a Play Rough and an Ice Beam. So here comes a Play Rough, and as you can see we barely survive, and we go for our Ice Beam to go ahead and take this game, thank goodness. So now after forcing in game 3, after that horrible showing in game 1, we leave with Dustox against a freaking Drapion, and this is a very, very bad matchup. We're going to try to switch, but the switch is being a pain. We get to our Toxicroak finally, kind of just in time. She goes for the Aqua Tail, and it does a little more than I intended, but she switches to her Toxicroak, which is fine. We're going to go ahead and shield, so we can get to our Mud Bomb and force her shield. Or kill her. Come on. Force her shield. She's going to finish this off with fast moves. And we're going to come in with our Dustox and immediately Silver Wind because we want that boost. Come on. We almost finish her. Unfortunately, she has just enough energy to get to another Mud Bomb, which doesn't do that much, but it's enough to not make us happy. She comes in with her Drapion, and we are going to Silver Wind it. Just do whatever we can Does an okay amount. She finishes it off real quick. Now all we have left is our Azu against her Drapion. We have to shield. She might have poison type attack. She comes with the Outertone again. We come to finish it off with an Ice Beam. And that we do. Her final Pokemon is her Azu, and we know this is game over. She has one shield, we have none, and she has the health advantage. So, we go ahead and do our best. We try to be respectful and go for our play roughs. Let her finish her game. She gets her play rough. We're going for another play rough, but she gets to probably an Ice Beam. Nope, she took CMP, so she got her play rough. We live at what looks like 1 HP. We get our play rough. She blocks, and that is GG's. Fantastic game. Alright, so looking ahead to the next round, we are looking at our opponent, and I actually built his team just before the tournament. He's interested in PvP, so we decided we'd just give him the best chance we could without spending his dust. I opted to give him a lot of mons that have good fast attacks and heavy hitting single charge attacks. So I know his team, this isn't going to be probably a very good chance of him winning, but let's go ahead and see how he does for his first tournament. So we decide to lead with our Dustox again. He leads with Venomoth. He knows to lead with a good Pokemon, so that's fantastic. We're gonna go right for the Silverwind. See if we can land it or get the boost. Alright. Here he comes with what I assume to be a Silverwind. And we just miss getting to another. He actually wins the lead. Here he comes with another Silverwind against our Azu. Then he switches to Toxicroak, and we're gonna Ice Beam it. See if we get this to land. Which we do. Fantastic. We're gonna not shield because we know he only has Mud Bomb. A little bit of an unfair advantage, I know. Finish it off with some fast moves. We have an Ice Beam and Play Rough ready for whatever's coming in. We Play Rough the Skuntank. It's the best thing we could really do. Then we immediately switch to our Toxicroak. Try to get to that Mud Bomb as fast as possible, but we finish it off with fast moves. He comes in this Venomoth, and all we need is one counter to finish off that Venomoth, so GG's. Going to game 2, we lead with Dustox again, and he leads with Drapion. This is a horrible matchup yet again, so we switch to our Toxicroak, and hope he doesn't know how good of a matchup we're in. We shield the Outertone that's coming, because it will do okay damage. Then we go for the Mud Bomb, see what we can do. He shields, and switches to Venomoth. Fantastic switch. Finishes it off our Toxicroak, and just a really good switch for his first ever PvP experience as a whole. Well done. He goes for the Silverwind, we block it. We're going to go for our Silverwind. Almost finish off his Venomoth, and we do with one fast attack after the fact. He comes with Wigglytuff, and we're going to Sludge Bomb and hope to get this to land. This will do fantastic damage. It does land, gets him in the yellow. And we get him into the red before we get out of there, and we come in with our Azumarill and hope to finish it before he gets to a charge move. And we do. And we have an Ice Beam ready for Drapion when it comes back. We take his final shield, and we should have this because all he has is Outertone as his charge move, and I know it's Bite as his fast move. We get to another Ice Beam to take this game and finish off the tournament. Congratulations to Sarah Elise, who beat us in one of the previous rounds for winning the Twilight Cup this past weekend. Fantastic showing. She worked really hard on her team, and it was really, really well balanced. Next up, we're looking ahead to the Tempest Cup, so expect to see a Tempest Cup Meta Simplified guide up real soon. And thank you guys for watching. Have a great day. Bye.